everybody, my name is Elle. Welcome to my channel. Today I have an update for my hashtag 365 days of samples project. So as always, I start with the products that I would not purchase the full size of. I actually have a ton of those products this week. So the first thing is the Paula's Choice. These are the Clinical KP treatment cloths. And these are supposed to eliminate red bumps on arms and legs and visibly reduce redness. So it did do that for me, but I've never noticed that much of an issue with red bumps and stuff on my arms and legs, to be completely honest. So when I used it, could I see improvement? Yes. But is it a big concern for me to want to purchase more of these? No. That's why I wouldn't purchase it. I would say that if anybody does have issues with red bumps on arms and legs, if they are looking for treatment for that, then this is probably going to work very well. Because I said I did notice improvement, like I did notice a little less redness, and I did notice that the bumps and stuff were gone, but they're so minor and it's such a little issue that it just I was like, okay. You know, it didn't mean that much to me. I know some people might maybe are self-conscious or something about it, but for me, I had never noticed it before and it just wasn't a big deal now. So these are effective if you are looking for the treatment. Just, I said, for me personally, it's just not something that I would purchase. The next product that I would not purchase is the Sephora Super Supreme Body Butter, the Lusty Pleasure, which is such a strange name, which I assume is because of the scent. I'm really bad at identifying fragrances. It was very sweet and very fruity, and just quickly looking at the ingredients here, I see that it has coconut and mango and various butters and things in it, so of course it's going to smell amazing. Now, I really liked this because it was not sticky. However, it is so thick and I just do not like the texture of super thick creams on my hands. I can't stand it. I don't mind it if the texture is thinner, and I don't like body lotions and stuff in general, as I've talked about many times, but if something seeps in really easily and it feels really moisturizing, I generally really like it. So I liked that it seeped in really easily and felt really good, but I just didn't like the feeling of it on my hands. On my arms and my legs, it was it felt amazing once it was on there, but actually getting it out of here and on my hands, I just did not like it. There's just something about it, I don't know what it is, that I do not like. So that's the reason why I wouldn't purchase this, is because of how thick it was and how the feeling of it actually on my fingers, which is bizarre. But it really absorbs super quickly, super easily, and is not sticky. So for anyone who is not weird like me and doesn't mind feeling the thickness on their fingers, I really do not know how to explain this, guys. I would recommend this to people who love body butters, just not for me. And speaking of really thick textures and something I didn't like, this is from Fresh. This is the Creme Ancien Soft Cream, which is a Ultimate Ageless Complexion Treatment. And this is a very expensive moisturizer, basically. I have 2 samples of this somewhere. When I first used the first one, with these the exact same size, I think I got them in Sephora kits, VIB Rouge events or something, they just gave the same sample over and over again, and that happens. So the first time I used it, I remember liking it the very first time I used it. I used the tiniest amount because it's really thick. When you look inside, when it's full, it's almost spongy. When you touch it, it will retain its shape. It will not, it's an odd texture. And I had a really difficult time putting it in my skin, but with a little bit of work, it would be fine. And when my skin was dry, it felt good, but now my skin isn't overly dry. It's in this weird state again. My skin has been going back and forth between being super oily and super dry, and then being its normal combination self, and then being somewhat normal, and it's just all over the place these days. I don't even know how to describe my skin. So when my skin was dry, in the winterish times, this stuff was really nice because dry skin, and this was really hydrating. Right now my skin as I said, is more on the oilier side, so I didn't like this that much. And okay, the texture is just so weird for me. I'm just super sensitive to textures, so I didn't like how thick it was there to scoop it out. I'm being super picky with my products these days, and I know I am, but I want to purchase things that I know I'm going to use. But if you have super dry skin, see if you can get a sample of this. Like, definitely do not rush out and purchase this. And that goes like all around with all of the stuff I'm talking about. I am giving my recommendations on my opinions, and I always suggest getting a sample if at all possible before buying full sizes. Definitely don't encourage buying this because it's like $100 and something Canadian, like ridiculous. But if you have super dry skin and nothing's worked for you and you try a sample of this and you love it, it might be worth the price, because there's some products that will end up working out that way, and you might try like 100 different products, and if they all cost you $20 each, you're spending a fortune. You might as well buy the thing that does work for you. So this is good for dry skin. For me, I just wouldn't repurchase it because of the texture and because my skin is currently at the oilier side. The next product is the Origins Drink Up Intensive Overnight Mask to Quench Skin's Thirst. So this is really interesting, I'm gonna say, because when I first used this, and this was many weeks ago, this was before I had used the Kiehl's Midnight Concentrate treatment. And when I first used this, I really liked it. And I had put it on my face at night and woke up and my skin was like looking pretty hydrated. And then I got the Kiehl's treatment, and so I didn't use this one, and I tried that one, and the difference was incredible. Like, my skin was absolutely glowing with the Kiehl's, and the comparison between these two was night and day. Funny. So the Origins one, like, it works for what it is. It's just when you try something that works for you better, it's amazing the differences. So like, if I had finished this completely before the Kiehl's one, I probably would have said I would purchase it because it did work very well. But then using the Kiehl's one, I was like, the Kiehl's one's for me. That's the interesting thing with this challenge, and I wish it was possible to go back, like, a fun project for me next year. I mean, it's not going to be possible because there's no way I'm going to be able to find samples of all the things that I've used previously, but I'd love to go through all the things that I loved and try them again and see how my opinion changes, and especially comparing things, because that's what's really interesting, is that you can try like 100 different things, but the way that they work for you, like, you really have to compare them, and sometimes you might use something one week and then you might use something the next week that's even better. I often hear a lot of people criticizing, like, people who do YouTube videos and stuff when they talk about how something's their favorite one minute and then like the next video it's something else. But if you're constantly trying things, it's going to happen because your opinions are going to change, your interests are going to change, and you're going to find something that's better. Something that might be my absolute favorite right now might not be my favorite in a month's time if I find something that's better. And so that's the case with the Origins. Like, price-wise, I'm pretty sure the Origins is much more affordable. I just liked the Kiehl's treatment so much more. I just liked the way it made my skin look, how hydrated and like firm my skin looked and youthful. Like, this stuff is like the baby version of that, like, in that it does work and my skin looked better using it, but not as good as in comparison to the other ones that I've tried, which is why I'd pass on this, because having ultimately tried something better, I know I want to go for the thing that worked the best for me, not the thing that worked okay for me. So that's the difference there. And the last product, which I had a feeling was going to be interesting, is something that I had quite a few people tell me about in the comments. There are some people who really hated it and some people who really love it. And this is the brand that I cannot pronounce. Not sure at all how to even begin to pronounce this brand, but this is the Thermal Cleansing Balm, and this is the one that said it was supposed to be the best cleanser you will ever use. So it says it's a black balm that detoxifies, clears congested pores, removes impurities, and revitalizes the skin, leaving it glowing and silky. So I got 2 uses out of this pack, which is pretty good. I was warned by a few people in the comments about like the smell and that kind of stuff, so it really is a strange scent. It reminded me a little bit of Thai food. Not that I mean, I love Thai food, but it was just like a weird, it was a weird thing to put on my face. Just gonna say. It's a really thick black balm. Now, I've used black cleansers before and I've really liked them. And there's one from Boscia, I think it's Boscia, that I repurchased because the winter time and like how warming it was. It was great. This one, it was like a weird chunky consistency. I don't know if I can get any more. There's a tiny bit in here. Okay, so I got a tiny bit out of the packet. That's what it looks like. Weird smell. So when I did the usual cleanser thing, like I felt like my skin was getting really clean. And I was like, okay, it feels almost like going to like an oil. Like it was like a gel to oil kind of consistency. And it's really sticky. And it really ends up feeling a lot like an oil. So yeah, like your skin feels smooth, but it feels like it has a coating on it. And then I was trying to like rinse it off and it would not rinse off. Like the water was repelling off of my face. So I ended up having to use a different cleanser to take off the remains of this. So this was not good for me. I did not like the feeling of it on my skin. And I did not like that it just felt like my skin was still dirty. My face looked clean, and yeah, it did look a little bit more glowing, but I think it's because it looked a little bit oily, and it felt oily, like it felt slick, and it felt like I had used I put like a really heavy facial oil on, and I just wanted to take it right back off again. So I just felt like my pores were being clogged and like my skin couldn't breathe. So I know some people love this and I know some people hate it. So I don't know if my feelings are strong enough to say hate, but I disliked it something fierce. Let's just say that. I really disliked this something fierce. I unfortunately have one product that I'm gonna have to toss that I was unable to try, and that's the Bulgari Jasmine Noir perfume. I sprayed it once and it was just pure alcohol. It's obviously gone bad. I feel like a lot of my perfume samples have gone bad because they are so old and I just didn't use them. And I have a ton more in this sample box, and I feel like I'm gonna have to end up tossing a lot more, but I'm not gonna just spray pure alcohol on me. Like, it has no scent left. I can't tell you what it smells like because it just smells like alcohol. And that's it. That's all I can say. And finally, I have one product that I would purchase the full size of. This should come as no surprise. This is from Dr. Brandt. This is the Pore Dermabrasion. I'd used this previously. I got a 100 point perk from Sephora, and then after using it, I seeked out another 100 point perk and decided to use it again, and I really did like this still. This one has an amazing pepperminty scent. It's a great exfoliator, like it really deep cleans, and I can feel how much cleaner my pores are, and just I feel like this is one of the products that I've been using that has really helped improve my skin's texture and my overall appearance of my skin. Like, I've gotten so many compliments on my skin recently. Like, a lot of people who watch my videos are complimenting on my skin, and people in real life are complimenting me on my skin. Complete strangers, which is one of those things that makes you kind of like step back and be like, I'm doing something right here, when you have like complete strangers come up to you and be like, you have really beautiful skin, or you're really pretty, you like all this stuff. I'm like, I will take it. I will take it. And I just think that there's a lot of skincare things that I've been using recently that has made an incredible difference. So anyway, this is great. Pore Dermabrasion does exactly what it says it's supposed to do, and my skin has looked so much better. So as always, I still have products that I am working on. They are listed down below in the description box. I have a category for products that are in progress. I don't feel the need to show them or talk about them because sometimes my opinion changes halfway through using something, so I don't want to be confusing. Also, this video would be like 3 hours long because I just like to talk. So I would just ramble on and on about products that I haven't even finished yet. So I just keep them until they are done. If anybody would like to see any of those products at any time, like my progress on them or like my current thoughts, let me know. I'm more than happy to do so. But in the meantime, I'm just going to stick with doing it the way that I have been. So I have my sample box. It's really getting down there. It's awesome. I did go to Kiehl's and I bought that micro blur perfector thing. I did not buy the Midnight Concentrate yet because it's so expensive, and it's one of those things where it's like, maybe I will find something better. It's really like in my mind, like locked in, like I'm probably gonna purchase this at some point, but I just bought the micro blur thing because that was like something I had never used before and was absolutely amazing. Super expensive though, I'm gonna say, super expensive, but I bought it and it's worth it, and I've been using it and I love it. Anyway, I got a handful of samples, more samples than I got the last time I went, probably because I ended up having to wait a long time when I was in the store, and when I got up to the cash, she was like, I'm so sorry for your wait, can I give you any samples? And I was like, I will try anything. And so she just threw a bunch in. I handpicked out 3 of the ones that she gave me to use this week. The first one is one that I used previously and liked, and that is the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado. And the reason I picked this to use is because I'm currently using a Clinique eye cream, and I'd really like to compare the 2 of them. So my plan is to start using this one and use this on one eye and use a Clinique on the other, and just see if there's any differences. Because that's really what I have to do at this point. I really need to compare and contrast the products that I'm using. So there are 2 more products from Kiehl's that I picked out. I have the Calendula Herbal-Extract Toner, which is alcohol-free. And the third and last one from Kiehl's is the Powerful Strength Line Reducing Concentrate, because I'm like super paranoid about aging. So we're gonna try this out. So we're really getting down here in my sample box. I'm gonna choose, I think probably maybe 4 deluxe size products to use at this point. So that was just 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the first thing I pulled is one that I totally forgot I had another sample of, because I love this stuff. This is the Alterna Caviar CC Cream, the leave-in hair perfector. I've used this before like a few times, and I really, really love this stuff, so yay. The next thing I have here is from Amore Pacific. This is a natural protector, SPF 30. So like a sunscreen moisturizer perhaps. I have from Clarins the Wild Rose Brightening 24-hour moisturizer. And lastly, from Lancome, I have the Visionaire, which is an advanced skin corrector, which is supposed to help with wrinkles, pores, and evenness. What that looks like. And then I noticed I had another one in the sample box, so I just pulled the second one out. So I'll just use both of these up to get the most use possible. I'm also going to go through my perfumes. I'm probably not going to draw them just because I don't know how many of them are good and how many of them are bad. So I think I'll just kind of use them on my own accord and then update you guys in these videos. I'll let you know if I had to toss anything. I'll let you know what my thoughts are if I did use products. I figure that's probably going to be the easiest way to go about using the perfumes. I've also had a lot of people ask about tallies for the current number of products that I have used, and I believe someone also wanted to know about the amount of products that I have currently in my sample box. I'm probably not going to get around to counting the sample box, so I won't have that. I will try to get the tally up. It might be in this video, and if it's not in this video, hopefully it will be in the description box. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the time to get around to count everything that I've used. My filming and editing time is very, very slim, and I don't have a ton of time to do the like extra stuff because life. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns down below. Let me know if you've used any of these products and what you think about them. I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. I've been having a little bit of internet problems, which has also made uploading videos really challenging. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye. And I know I just was like... Hi! But hey, I'm gonna want to because I just felt like my plop, because I'm bad. I'm just bad.